it's got to be like here. Like it'll let me have it for like a split second. This I don't. There's a fucking node here. Jesus Christ. Thank you. Yes. That's what I want to do. Thank you. Not that hard. Oh, look behind you. No, I'm just kidding. This is Simple Wi-Fi with another episode of City Skylines 2 building New Islay. Over here looking at a garbage truck arrive at the medical university I built last episode. Since then, I've done a little bit of work off camera, basic general kind of detailing to make West Lefroy feel a little bit more like a real place and not just kind of some buildings in a field. The big thing I was thinking about, as I mentioned last episode, putting the signature pharmaceutical factory over here in this space behind the medical university. But I didn't think about, because it's pharmaceuticals, that it would have medium ground and air pollution. So that is, I really try to keep this stuff away from residential. So I ended up nixing that plan, and then that can be put in over here in one of my industrial parks that I've already built, or build a new industrial park or something like that. But in the meantime, what I have done is I saw that post mail demand, whatever you want to call it, is still in the red. It was worse though. So what I've done is put another post sorting facility, the second one of the city, to handle some of that load. The other post sorting facility was full, and I didn't have any room to put any of its expansion buildings. Well, now it's like very low. So I guess some has been distributed. I've tried to go around and put some more mailboxes and that kind of thing in. Again, there we go. Find what I'm trying to find. I guess we still have an issue over here with maybe
another day in paradise. Secure containment facility, my ass. Just another office with badges and biometric locks. Morning, David. You look motivated as usual.
So yeah, maybe I will just go ahead.
Coffee stale, air stale, my career's stale. What's new? Rumor is they're running something big in Lab 4B, like classified even to us kind of big. Right, another virus, another weapon. Maybe this time they'll accidentally mutate a stapler. Don't forget your status report. See you at lunch.
Put you in here.
You're gonna get me fired, little guy.
This is the...
I know you're hungry. Let me see what I've got. That's
main
good,
post office.
dragon thing. I gotta think of a name for you.
That is hopefully going to help with the mail service. But anyway, so I put in, I moved the put in the post sorting facility, moved the parking garage that had been over here to here, built a little office park. So these are all low density offices, and put some, I feel like I'm having a dream, but kind of just a nice big mowed lawn looking area there. Another thing I did off camera was put in bus lines that go all the way around West Lefroy here. I'll go and hit pause so the stuff is moving around a little bit. So it had bus lines that had stopped over here basically, because I didn't have anything further. So I just put a few stops farther in, and then back here, one side of the line, this office parking area. So that will get people around here, and it's pretty well used. I had to increase the number of buses, but now I think we're at a pretty good place in terms of percentage of buses full. Yeah, another thing I did off camera, and the main part of the build is going to be over here today, but you might have noticed, or maybe it was too was too high up with the camera, that this island, this canal rather, on both sides was like way too high. I mean, it was like 20 meters above the water. Maybe not that many, but it was pretty close to that. And so I spent a little time going through and figuring out the right elevation. The way the water mechanic works on this side of the island, it had to be higher. It kept flooding. So it's a little higher over here, and then over here, if I had maintained that same height, then again,
Yeah, David.
15 or 20
Something to add?
above the
No, sir. Just
water level, which
clearing my
just
throat.
looked funny. So
You're jumpier than usual.
I
Late
would
night.
rather have the island be
Oh
flat
yeah.
and not
Wild
have
parties.
much of a
Back
gradient
to paperwork.
change.
You know how it is.
And I think this looks more fun.
All right,
even though
spill it.
isn't
What's up with
technically,
you? You're
because
acting
the
shifty.
walls are closer
Nothing.
to the sea.
Nothing at all. Just thinking about my
It's just,
future.
below the
Boom.
key walls.
What's in your bag?
That's most of what I did.
Documents. Totally
Off
boring.
camera.
Very
I did a little
classified
pre-work
documents.
for the episode, as you can see.
Since when do documents chirp?
Ready, so I didn't have to.
Okay, fine.
So
But you
much
can't freak out, alright?
while recording. But
What
we'll
the?
build
Is
these
that
two,
is that
these two
alive?
connections, to Lafayette.
Yeah, I found it in a cargo bay last
to
week. It was
college.
in an unmarked
A lot
container.
of the
No
city
labels,
of
no
Ardmore,
paperwork.
which is going to kind of cover
You're
as much
insane.
of this hillside
You know
as
what'll
the
happen
terrain
if they
will
find out?
do.
Look, it was tiny.
I'm not
Okay,
going to do
just
this
an egg.
episode, so
And I
I'm
couldn't
just
just
going to build the college
leave it.
and
You brought
maybe a little
whatever
bit of
that
the
is
roadway
into a
network if
government
there's time
containment
for
facility.
kind of the island, so to speak.
It's not hurting anyone.
But the first thing I want to
David, you
do
need to report this.
is
No way.
I
You'll
realized
dissect
that
it,
the
weaponize
reason
it,
the
do whatever
death
it is
waves
they
kept
do here.
happening and there was health problems. Health coverage in most of the city is pretty good, but in Lafroy specifically, it was really bad. There was just one little clinic, and I had already maxed out the extensions, and I just didn't really think about that as being the culprit. So I put this in just a little medical clinic, and the problems have mostly gone away. 3 out of 3 vehicles in use, but that's probably going to get deleted this episode because while trying to diagnose some of the problems, I noticed that the medical university itself had somebody that had called for an ambulance and didn't have one yet, and so I thought that was kind of funny, first of all, because it's a medical university, but they didn't. So this asset doesn't have capacity for patients until you actually add that. So I did a little work here just to make it pretty simple and quick to add this in across the street. So
And if it eats someone first?
kind of adding to
It's
this
fine, I've
campus,
got it under
and it just kind
control.
of fit here so perfectly. I had to
Damn it, calm down. I
delete
just said,
the rinky-dink little
David, it's getting
gazebo
bigger,
type
way
thing that
bigger.
I'd put in, but that's okay.
I noticed.
It wasn't actually
How are you
contributing
still
to
so calm about this? It's going
park
to...
coverage.
Oh my god. No, get back here. Security breach in Sector 3. Lockdown protocols initiated. This is your fault.
So now we got our medical,
I didn't think it would grow this fast, okay?
university hospital.
Contain the creature. Fire on my
The
mark.
second thing is to build.
We've gotta
this,
get out of here. We're all
first
dead
connection
because
to
of
the-
you.
This is going to connect Lafroy to Bowmore. It is going to bypass Ardnahoe and go across Pete Island, which I didn't really want to do originally, but it's okay. So I looked beforehand, as you can see, and I know that this is going to work as a bridge across here, and I think it's high enough for my taste. But we will need to get the pillars out of the way. Cool. So that pretty much goes right in, which is what I wanted. And then here it is going to. We're going to use this road that's already existing. So that's there. We'll just put you over here, buddy. You're gonna be super happy with this new location. There you go. And hopefully now it'll just connect straight. I'm a little conflicted because I didn't want to cover up this beautiful cove that I had over here. The first episode was a little hard to understand, but I spent a lot of time talking about how much I like this cove and this little window cleaning.
I feel like I'm having a dream, but better.
That is a bummer, but it's still here. It's just kind of more out of sight, out of mind. Get rid of a little bit of that. So what I want to do, probably have to get rid of more of it. Don't really need it at all, do I? Nope, I don't. Then what I want to do is line it up. We'll actually go to the other side now and then come back. So here we're gonna maybe not lose some housing. We're gonna knock it back. We're gonna knock it down a couple of pegs. So these people are getting a little cocky. And yeah, there we go. So now we've knocked those people down a couple of pegs. And then these people are gonna really hate me. We're about to lose some housing here. Hey, I did it without deleting any of the stuff I didn't want to.
It's important to know which snapping to use for building networks in city skylines too. Snap to guidelines often gets in the way and breaks zones. Snap to grid should also be turned off in many situations. Snap to zone is often necessary. Snap to 90 degrees is almost always necessary.
So it's not an issue. But that's kind of the first shot across the bow with, worrying about future traffic problems is when your rush hours start getting crowded. Okay, and we're back. I probably deleted all of my, main voiceover from the last one because I was cursing a lot because of work, like job stress, and then City Skylines being extremely annoying. But that's okay. Everything's fine now. I'm just a chill guy. I'm hanging out, Rock, flag, and eagle. Am I right? Elevate or bridge from here. And now would you look at that? Pete Island now has another beautiful piece of infrastructure. Anyway, so we have now this connection here. I'll tidy things up before next episode. This one, I want to do a similar kind of thing. I want to bring Spruce Street, kind of same idea. Take Spruce Street straight down from this junction, terminate this. Alright, so we're going to go that way with those. Like I say, I will come back in later and reestablish some of those.
Wow.
And I have
Do you
these
think
two
anyone
bridges here, so I
survived?
thought it would be neat to have like a
I don't know.
template system.
And what about it? It's gone. Agent? This never happened. You never saw anything. What about the research? The people? It's all classified.
Like I say, it's always a treat when I do this and manage to not accidentally delete one of the segments I want to keep. Boy, the number of times in my Combined Cities 1 and 2 career that I've done that is a little embarrassing. So now we're not exactly lined up here, but I can try to do like an L curve. I may make it straighter than that so that we have something that's a little more conducive to a grid system. We'll have the couple start right here, maybe. And so I kind of did this, let me show you, in Instant Bluffs, of using a couplet and having pretty straight angles to create pauses space in between. So that's sort of the idea here as well. And then we'll have this block in here. I kind of like to have some imperfect. I used to have, my grids used to be like everything's 90-degree angles, and now I'm getting more into, well, let's just have this one kind of not be perfect. Cool. So that is the second connection. Like I said, I will do the rest of this stuff off camera. Now the final part of the build will be the college, and so for this we're going to use the OG college building asset, the German elementary school and the German high school, and then use some German, plop some German buildings to have create at least one or two extra, either lecture halls or dorms or whatever like that. I mean, Georgetown doesn't have that many on-campus students. It's not like Arizona State or something. It is like 7,000 or 8,000 according to a quick Google search. But nonetheless, it is, the scale and city skylines of everything basically is to be smaller. So I know I want a quad in the middle, and actually let's do pedestrian paths for this, pedestrian streets rather. And let's just go up all the way here. Make sure that's on. Let's go to
Some exclamations. Well, no one else is living here.
that is
This building is too tall.
So I think
My street is gone. The mayor is a criminal.
maybe right next to the key.
These have been some exclamations.
So let's move it down a little bit. Oh, I forgot about the upgrades. I didn't actually kind of plan for those, so those can be part of the build as well. That'll be nice. And the extension wing is, that's part of the original asset. Again, everything has to be a bit of a smaller scale in this game. For now, I'll just connect it to that like that. I'll make that prettier off camera. And let's connect that up. Want to get the elementary school from the German pack there. Put that maybe there, and then I wonder if that's going to be like absolutely perfect. Oh my gosh, yeah, I didn't even plan that. That's awesome. And just we'll go ahead and give this the additional building up front. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that a lot. So then over here, what we're going to do, let me go ahead and complete this, even though there's a bunch of nodes right there. Like I said, I'll that later. The German assets, I think we're going to use 2x2 office buildings, row, wall to wall.
Hi, can I have another three with the mayo,
Yeah, so with that being the case,
bread, mayo. Hi, can I have another three with the mayo, and bread,
one lane pedestrian street. What about this one? Okay, so that's a different color scheme. I think these in the front are best. And in terms of the height, one of them's, well, they're different levels, but one of them's a story taller. I think I want to keep this building a little less tall, so we'll go with the lower level for that. That's what you want. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And in the middle, we should be able to get some 2x3s. Yeah. Okay, so the buildings don't match up absolutely perfectly if you look closely. I mean, like all of the individual assets, but I think it helps complete kind of this college vibe. You've got either dorms or lecture halls or something like that. And then in the middle here, I can have a look to see if maybe there's some parks that would just kind of fit perfectly. And if so, I'm happy to include them. Yeah, see, that one's not quite. Multi-purpose is going to be too big. So I think for this, just some custom green space. Maybe use some of these new pocket parks and just sort of sprinkle them in. Could have this come in like that, and pocket park there and there. These little sitting areas. And that's got our park coverage full, but maybe we'll just add a couple. I like these with the little sitting areas. And then come through with just the mowed grass. Again, this is just kind of a college quad. And add that. And, this is kind of Georgetown inspired, in part because I've already done other things in this area that are inspired by Georgetown, namely the reservoir and the C&O Canal. But just because it's inspired by it doesn't mean that I'm trying to do any kind of one-to-one recreation, so that is not the case. I've been to Georgetown a few times, but I wouldn't say that it's something that I have a really strong mental image of, that I didn't go to school there. So these kinds of buildings are my impression of what Georgetown looks like in my mind. And I think this is pretty good for that purpose. We'll get this sitting area, a couple of trees each. Shade.
What if I became a podcaster?
But other than that, I'll probably just kind of leave.
Can a podcast
Leave
make
the
me
quad
more
open
powerful
for,
than I ever
people to
imagined? Who is
throw
stopping
frisbee
you
or
from
whatever.
podcasting?
I guess in college
There's
usually
been
you also
some
have
questions.
some paths cutting across, so we can get those in. And this kind of thing, by the way, in cities too, is so much easier than it was in cities 1. But yeah, I think that'll about do it. We've got this really neat college. So yeah, that's the episode. I'm sorry for all the cursing I was doing. It's probably not going to be included as part of the episode, so don't worry your little head about that. Okay.